Hi, Tom Herrington, Senior Partner with the PAR Group again. Today I'm going to show you 3 essential tips on how to start any conversation that leads to openness and rapport right from the very beginning, regardless who your audience may be, whether you report to them, work alongside, or they report to you, or whether they're inside or outside your organization. Maybe a partner or an end customer. It really doesn't matter. You will be able to begin conversations with confidence and rapport, and you will gain confidence and respect immediately. Let's get started. I've experienced, and maybe you have as well, the first 5 seconds of a conversation usually dictates how the rest of the conversation is going to go. Just think of conversations you've had with your executive team, manager, or customer. A great start really helps how the rest of the conversation continues. Sure, you can recover from a bad start, but who wants to do that? Starting well leads to going well. People start making decisions immediately. If you start off nervous, you'll get nervous in return. Like, what's coming now? If you look unsure, well, others are not going to be confident about what you're saying either. Now, are they? Reality is you have a lot to do with how others react. The first decision your audience usually makes, and so would you, is whether to open up and freely talk. They will have some degree of resistance, openness, or willingness. The second decision is whether they will keep talking cooperatively. They will also make a judgment based on our reaction to their initial reaction. Truth is, we set the tone of the conversation by how we start and how we react. Another truth is that we do the same with people getting conversations with us. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is a decision maker, especially when you think of decisions as how much effort or how willingly they will go along. At your next meeting you attend, how many people are sitting there ready to go? How many people are just coming in the door, or how many people are just a minute or two late? Well, whose decision was that? Well, it's theirs. Those of you who are parents, you and your loved one are the ultimate authority figures at home. Well, how well do your children follow what you say? Yeah, they're little decision makers, aren't they? And the older they get, well, let's not go there. If you're not parents, well, how well did you follow what your parents said? I mean, whose decision was it to speed or not speed in that car once you got out of sight? Position authority is nice, but alone it does not give you buy-in and commitment. How much effort or willingness to see a result through? That's a personal decision and a personal choice of effort. Most organizations are becoming flatter and flatter, and the most likely you're given all the responsibility with little to no authority whatsoever. How you start engaging others will have a huge impact on how things progress. Conversational rapport or cooperation or disconnect is really dependent on what we say and how we say it. Here are 3 essentials to starting a conversation. Together, they comprise what we call a decision goal. Decision goal statements are taught and coached in our leadership and influencing sessions. First, you want to begin a conversation with an idea or suggestion that you're confident in that will yield a potential value or benefit. It must be confidently said, not arrogantly, but confidently. And there's a paradox here. It's the paradox of leadership. I'm simultaneously flexible and inflexible at the same time. Now, this is important, so let me state that again. I'm flexible and inflexible at the same time. Let me explain the paradox. I'm inflexible on the value or benefit or result. I will achieve my goal. I will reach my target. I am committed to gain the value or benefit. That's non-negotiable. So what am I flexible on? Well, you probably guessed it. How I get there. Obviously within business reason. I'm flexible on my way and inflexible on my destination. Often mistakes are made by being too strategy or way focused instead of being goal focused. And in fact, I see a lot of people almost lose sight of their goal by being so focused on getting their strategy or way done. Which is why I introduced goal setting earlier rather than, changing those to-dos into haves. You also want to introduce your way or strategy or idea, not sell it, just introduce it. You want to make sure people are open and willing to talk before you get into the details, and make sure they're looking at it with an open mind. If you start trying to convince your audience right from the start, you're going to get resistance. Another tip, your goal or benefit or value should be something in common with the person you're talking to. Are you familiar with the term WIFM? What's in it for me? Better may be, in this case, what's in it for them? If you're talking to a vice president of sales, your value probably should have something to do with sales. A plant manager, efficiency, reduction in downtime. Think of how your person or the person you're talking to is measured. What's in it for them? Your goal or benefit should be in sync with them. Second, invite them to listen to your idea, numbers, or plan. Lastly, seek some decision you'd like them to make. Now, this one's kind of uncomfortable for people. Remember, everyone's a decision maker. But you're probably sitting there going, well, what about policy and company strategies, you say? Well, we're not asking for decisions on the merit of the policy, but we're sure seeking a decision on following it and seeking a decision on seeing a strategy through or executed well. Let's look at some examples.
I'm confident that I'm ready to take on new responsibilities to help out the team. Let's talk about some of the ideas I have, and you decide if I'm ready.
We need to have a discussion about performance. The current level does not meet the minimums for the position. Let's talk about a few ideas for improvement, and you can decide if you can commit to them.
We have a dress code in this company, and the present attire is in violation. Let's review the policy, then you decide if you can commit to it. All right?
I believe that we can reduce our expenses by as much as 20% if we made some changes in our procedures. Let's talk about it, and you decide if you can implement them.
Announcing that your business goal is the other person's decision is an immediate sign of respect, because that's all people are going to do when you approach them about doing work, giving support, accepting service, or buying a product. They're going to hear what you say and decide whether to cooperate and by how much and how willingly. To state out loud that the goal of a conversation is to arrive at a decision tells others that your goal is the same as what they'll do anyway. Decide. To say that yourself out loud gives you the ability to create a common goal in any business conversation you have. That shows respect and your own confidence. That's what begins business rapport. Then, during and throughout the rest of the conversation, business rapport is maintained or enhanced by giving acknowledgments of ongoing respect for any point of view others bring up in the conversation.
As you can see, there are many applications of a decision goal, from seeking a decision to have more responsibility, to living within the rules, all the way to performance. How you start has a significant impact on how the conversation is going to go. And you don't have to start with "I believe" all the time. It's a confidence statement. For example, our new product strategy will help you reduce cycle time by as much as 30%. Let me show you how it will work on this project, and you decide if you'd like to incorporate it. Lastly, you may wish to begin with the benefit. Many clients have found that by focusing on the benefit or the value first, they make sure they include it. Let me give an example. You can reduce cycle time by as much as 30% by utilizing our new product strategy. Let me show you how it will work on this project, and you decide if you'd like to incorporate it. Decision goal statements have other applications as well. You can use them when calling or leaving a message. Hi, this is Tom Herrington, Project Manager with the Delta Project. The reason for my call is we believe we can reduce project time and cost by making some changes to the project plan. I'd like to briefly discuss them with you, and you can decide if you'd like to pursue them. Or, hi, this is Tom Herrington, Senior Partner with Allied Group. We have introduced a new product that we believe will enhance your software to get even greater return. I'd like to briefly discuss how it does that, and you can decide if you'd like to see more of a demonstration of its capability. On the phone, I usually make sure I state briefly. Why? Well, how often have you thought, oh, how long is this going to take? Or, any call, text, or email is an interruption. So it must be quick. And it must be, yes, you got it. Have something in it for them. If you're like most people, you spend a lot of time in meetings, probably more than you care to admit. Sometimes these can take a life of their own. A great deal of the problem is the meetings are about where to get together and discuss whatever, Well, how long? And how do we know when we're done? Because you usually don't. Many of our clients use decision goals to start meetings, and they found that it saves them as much as 25% of their meeting time. And I bet you'd like to have that 25% back too. Try starting meetings like this. Welcome, everyone. The purpose of the meeting is to discuss several options for merging our technical departments. Let's talk about the options for the next hour, and at the end, choose the option that best fits our end goal. If you start using decision goals, people will be willing to listen and hear to what you have to say, no matter who they are, inside or outside, whether you report to them or they report to you. Teammates, counterparts, it doesn't matter. People will be more receptive to your telephone calls too, and messages if you have to leave them, because all you have to do is use the same message and leave a phone number at the end. Meetings will stay on track, focused on real measurable outcomes, and you'll save some time too. Lastly, you'll get productivity increase. Well, we all like that. Click the download on the PDF to get an outline for creating your own decision goals. Find out for yourself. It works. Thank you for your time, and I hope you found this series on coaching tips, goal setting, and decision goals helpful. Be on the lookout for a special offer and invitation. I'm Tom Herrington, Senior Partner with the PAR Group, and here's my contact information should you wish to reach out. And again, be on the lookout for a special offer.